Hey, how's it going? Spy here, and welcome back to another Scrap Mechanic mini city build episode. So you guys seen right, this is a train engine here, and thanks to Doge Lord and Mr. Krofka, we now have trains in the city. But keep in mind guys that the train stuff is a work in progress, as the tracks do not go all the way around the city. It does not go in a full loop quite yet, as we have to define the city a little more before laying permanent tracks. We also have another work in progress train system way over there, as you guys may see, but we are going to be checking that one out later on in this episode. But anyways, let's hop in this train engine here, and this train engine was a collaboration between Doge Lord and Mr. Krofka. So here we go, let's close the door and check out some of these buttons. So we got a button for the horn, which is 1. We got a button to open the door, I'm gonna close that. And we got a button to turn the lights off and on. There we go. So if we head down this track here, we will eventually come across the train yard, which I built and provided a ton of goodies for you guys. And we are going to be playing with some of those this episode. So here we come up to the train yard. But as you guys may notice here, we have a little crossing here. There's some crossing arms there, and I made a little sensor system there to detect the train when it is coming to lower the arms. It doesn't work too good. I might have to optimize it a little more before I get it to work the best, but for now it works quite well. So here we are in the train yard. This has a ton of goodies. Alright, so let's hop out of this engine here. So guys, Mr. Krofka did provide us with a train that has a bunch of cars on it, but we might have to check that out later on because it does have some performance issues. It gets me to about 10 frames per second, which kind of sucks, but we do have this separate engine here and it works pretty well without having a huge impact on our frames. Alright, so let's check out the train yard here a little more. So as you can see here, we do have a switch track right here that leads to this way and that way. If we press this button here, it will switch it. There we go. And we press it again, and we'll be able to move our engine along this path here. So on this track here, we do have some cargo cars here where we can put containers on. These do not move at the moment, but the other train has them on it, which we might get to a little later. And then over here, we have some fuel tanks to refuel our engine there. And then right here, we have a cargo truck to pick up containers and deliver them to wherever they have to go. And over here, we got the stored containers that are already sorted and booked into the system. And then to pick up the containers, we have this container forklift, which I built, and it actually works with this container over here. I had to modify one of them to get it to work, but it does work. It lifts them up, even though they are pretty heavy. We will be playing with that in a little bit. All right, so over here, we have a little office building. It's kind of like a little field office, temporary field office. If we go in here, you got a desk, pretty simple. There's no computers in here. It's kind of old-fashioned. We have a filing cabinet. We have a little kitchen here with a sink and some coffee cups and no coffee maker. And that is pretty much it for this building here. I might add some more stuff to it, but I did hit the max light limit, so I kind of have to use lights without having any lighting to them, which kind of sucks. But anyways, over here, we have a little parking lot for the employees and another little storage area over here. But a lot of the rail yard here is pretty empty. I might fill it up a little later if I figure out what to put in here. But if you guys have any suggestions at all for the trains, let me know and I might add it. All right, so let's hop in the container forklift here. And let's go pick up this container. And let's go stack it on the other ones. Okay, so we're gonna open up our claw by pressing 3 here. And we are going to try to get into position to pick up that container without flipping it. All right, so here we go. And this forklift here has rear wheel steering, which allows us to get more precise turning and steering, which is pretty great. Okay, here we go, move forward. And we're gonna close the claw now by pressing 3. There we go. And then we're gonna press 1 to raise it up and 2 to extend it. And now we're gonna head over to those containers and stack it on top. Now I'm not the best driver for this forklift, so I don't know how well of a job I'm gonna do really, but I guess we will see. All right, so we're gonna head over here And we're gonna come over to this empty spot in the middle. There we go. And we're just gonna stack it right up here if we could get into position. I'm not the best driver, like I said, but I think this will do. Go over here. Let's press 1 to drop it. 3 to open our claw. 1 to extend back up before we lift the front end of ourselves up. And there we go. We have stacked a container. It's not really placed the best, but you know what, guys? It's fine. It's fine. It's good enough. Okay, so let's go park this back in the position it was before. Just park this right here. Lower the arm. And we are good. Okay, so we could stack some containers on this truck as well, but you would have to weld the containers on the truck to actually drive it, because if you don't, they might fall off, or it could probably cause quite a bit of frame issues if you don't. So we have a container here. We're just gonna go up to our truck. Let's weld this container right here. It doesn't fit the best, but it does work for now. Not really the best size for the trailer, but you know what? It's all right. So now we can haul this little container to wherever it needs to go with our truck or trailer here. There we go. That door does not close with a button, so for now it is all right. Let's just go out here. Turn here, and we are now hauling this cargo away. We're just gonna go park this over here. I think this is a good spot, right up here. Now I do apologize, guys. I am still pretty sick. Allergies are getting to me quite a bit, so I'm having a little bit of troubles making this episode. It might be a little whack today. I apologize, guys. All right, so let's head back to the train yard here. We're gonna get back in the train and follow the tracks a little more. Like I said, this is still a work in progress, so it might be a little empty, but this is more of a preview of what the tracks and trains will look like. You know what? We're gonna spawn in the full train and see how well that goes. All right, so there it is. There's the train and the cars. It is a little bit laggy, but I think we can manage. So let's open up the door to the engine here, and let's hop in right there. We're gonna take this thing for a little ride down the tracks here. I'm not sure how well it works, but I think it should be all right. So the cars there are a little funky because the guides are not totally set up properly yet. But like I said, this stuff is still a work in progress. But anyways, here we go. Taking this down the railway here. And look at that. It actually works really well. I like it. Once we get out of the city there, the frames start to come back. Looks awesome. Looks really awesome. Here we go, guys. Going on a little train ride. All right, so up here we will be coming to a 90-degree turn, and this kind of just goes through where like the residential areas kind of would be, and it just stops up there. But here are some more sensors for the crossings, which will close for us. Usually we'd kind of go a little slower over here because the sensors kind of have a minimum range. Some more crossings up here. And then the tracks end here. Like I said, it is still a big work in progress. Once I get the city more developed, we will have the tracks going all the way around the city in a complete loop. So right here, if we go off here, we will just derail. But if you guys do want to play with these rails yourself, check out the description for Doge Lords and Mr. Krofka's train sets. So if we head over here, you guys may notice that there is this big structure up here. And these are overhead tracks for passenger trains. Now this is not set up in the city quite yet, as we have to kind of optimize it to really work well with our streets. This is what it's going to look like. But I have set up an example track on another map, which we are going to check out right now. All right, so here we are in a demo world for Doge Lord's elevated train track set. This is what it might look like in the mini city once it is optimized to work in it. But look at that. It looks really good. It might not be this big in the mini city. It might just be a small loop. We will see though. So if we head up here to the top of the station, you guys will see that we have the train cars here, the passenger train cars. And then over here, we got some ticket booths, and we also have some seats to wait for the train. All right, so let's hop in the train itself. We're gonna go in the driver's seat here. We're gonna close the doors by pressing 4. There we go. And now we could drive the train. Look at that. That is pretty sweet. I really like this. This is gonna be awesome once it is in the mini city. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work though, but we will have to see it once it is optimized for it. But it works really well. Dogelord did an amazing job on this. Okay, just turn here. These turns are kind of weird because you kind of have to go slow around them, or you kind of get stuck, or sometimes you derail. But as you can see below us, we also have the roads that I built and kind of set up for the mini city. And we also have the intersections over there, which have my lights, which is pretty cool. And if we come up here, you guys may notice that there are some switcher tracks here. If we get out of the train without falling all the way down, we can go over here and we can switch the track like this. And now we can get back in the train somehow. Just gonna break a hole. There we go. And now our train will switch sides here like that. It works pretty well. I'm not sure which way these trains are supposed to go, but I think it works well like this. But anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for this preview episode for trains. It is still a really big work in progress, but if you have any suggestions at all for me, Dogelord, or Mr. Krofka, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to see your guys' own creations. So if you have any creations, make sure to send them in the email address below. Oh, watch out, there's a train right there. Bang. Well, I guess that works. Also, we can switch directions. Look at that. Now we can go this way. Yep, pretty cool. Even though we're still sitting there. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this little preview episode for the trains in the mini city, make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. And that is pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching and subscribing. And remember, stay sweet. Bye.